Hey guys, in this video I'll be giving you my top 5 pieces of advice which will definitely help you pass your driving test quicker, and also giving you a sample clip of the ultimate driving course which a lot of you have been requesting. Firstly, do not compare yourself to others. You'll hear people telling you about how quickly they passed their driving test and they only took a few hours of driving lessons, but you know that everyone is different. I've had learners who have picked up things really quickly and passed within 15 hours. Others have taken 50 or 60 hours, so it depends on each individual. The main thing is to get the most out of each driving lesson, but do things at your own pace and do not put yourself under pressure to do everything quickly. My next piece of advice is to keep consistent driving lessons. You need to have at least one driving session per week. If you leave longer gaps in between lessons, it's obviously going to take you a lot longer to get ready for your driving test. If you can have more than one driving lesson, brilliant, but stick to at least one regular driving lesson per week. Next is something that I feel a lot of learners don't do, which is speak up. And what I mean by that is, tell your driving instructor what you're thinking, what you're feeling, and what you would like to do in the driving lesson. A good driving instructor will tailor the lesson to your needs, and at the beginning of the driving lesson, they will discuss and agree a goal about what you want to achieve and gain on the driving lesson. But if you feel that the lesson goal isn't something that you really need and you want to try something different, then just speak up. And that leads me on to the next piece of advice, which is really important, and that is to choose a good driving instructor. Do not make the mistake, which is made by a lot of people, in thinking that all driving schools and all driving instructors are the same, because trust me, they are not. So do your research, go online, look out for reviews, ask friends or family members for any good experiences they have had with driving schools and driving instructors. But remember, don't just go for anyone, because like I said, not all driving instructors are the same. And my final piece of advice is to download the Ultimate Driving Course. This tool will definitely accelerate learning and save you time and money on driving lessons. In the course, there are 38 videos covering every single topic required to pass your driving test. So how it works is that you would watch the relevant video before your driving lesson, so even before you get in the car, you've got the correct knowledge about the topic, so you know exactly what to do and how to do it. So obviously it's going to save you time in your driving lesson, but having the correct knowledge about the topic is priceless. So even if your driving instructor is missing something out, this will have you covered. Now here's a small clip for you on a video in the Ultimate Driving Course. This is on T-junctions, and T-junctions is an important subject because there's a lot of information to take in, and if you know how to do T-junctions correctly, it will give you a good solid foundation to move on to the other topics. A T-junction is where two roads meet and is shaped like a T, therefore it's called a T-junction. T-junctions are the most common junctions that you'll come across. Out of these two roads, one will be the main road, also known as a major road, and the other will be a side road, also known as a minor road. When you go from the side road out to the main road, in driving terms we call that a merging, and when you're on the main road going into a side road, we call that approaching. At a T-junction, you may see give-way markings, which are two broken white lines, which mean that you will have to give way to traffic on the main road, or you may have a stop sign with a solid stop white line, which means that you must fully stop your car before entering the new road. Or you may have unmarked T-junctions, which have no markings at all. Here we will be emerging left, which means we'll be going from this side road out onto this main road and turning left. We'll be using the same routine that you used for stopping, which is the MSM routine, which stands for Mirror Signal Maneuver. But we will be going into a bit more detail on the maneuver part, and we'll breaking that up a little bit more. The first thing that we do for any turn is that we check our mirrors. Because we're turning left, we'll be checking the center mirror and then the left mirror. Remember, the center mirror gives you a true picture of what's happening behind you, and we're checking the left mirror because we'll be slowing down and turning left, and we want to ensure there's no cyclists coming on our left hand side. If you're coming up to the junction at normal speed, around 25 to 30 miles an hour, then these mirrors should be checked roughly around 8 to 10 car lengths before the junction. But if you're driving at a higher speed, then these mirrors and the rest of the routine should be carried out earlier. Then we need to signal left to let other road users know where we are going, and the signal should be applied roughly around 6 to 8 car lengths before the junction. Then we move on to the maneuver part of the routine, and the first part of the maneuver is to get the correct position. When turning left, we keep our normal driving position. We don't want to get too close to the curb as we might end up hitting it, and we don't want to be too far over to the right as this may confuse other road users because our position is another form of signal. And then when we get to the end, we are going to follow the curb. As we get our position, we also need to focus on our speed. To slow down, we will gently brake, and when we are 2 car lengths from the end, our speed should be around 12 miles an hour. Then we will need to select the appropriate gear, and this will depend on whether the junction is open or closed. At an open junction, you will have no obstructions on either side, therefore you will have a clear view. And at a closed junction, the view will be a lot more restricted due to obstructions such as parked cars and buildings. So at an open junction, you could select gear 2 if you can see it's clear and then emerge out. But at a closed junction, you will need to slow down more and select gear 1. Then we need to look and assess if there is a safe enough gap to emerge onto the main road, as traffic on the main road has priority. So if there is traffic on the main road, you will have to stop and give way. Stop just on the line. We don't want to stop too much before the line, as this will mean that we won't have the best view possible, and we don't want to go over the line as you may obstruct and cause danger to traffic on the main road. And to make sure that you are at the correct position, you can use a reference point to help you out. Once you have stopped at the correct position, if you look out your right window, you will see the give way line coming in near your right mirror. This is my reference point with the white line coming in just here. Remember, everyone's reference point will not be exactly the same and may differ slightly. When emerging left, we need to check both sides, so we're going to look right, left and then right again. A lot of drivers do miss a check to the left, but it's really important because there could be a parked car there or even someone crossing the road. When looking both ways, we need to decide whether it's safe or not to pull out. You can do this by assessing how far and how fast the vehicles are. Just taking a quick glance and rushing your decision is not good. You must be 100% certain that it's safe before you decide to pull out. Otherwise, you could obstruct and slow down vehicles on the main road, and if they can't slow down in time, they will end up hitting you on the side, which would be fatal. Once you've decided that it's safe to go, then follow the curb so we end up in the normal driving position on the main road. And when we've entered the main road, we want to build up our speed, but before speeding up, we want to ensure that nobody is trying to overtake us. So we're going to check our center mirror and our right mirror, and if nobody's overtaking us, then we're going to speed up. So the routine that we used at the junction was MSM, mirror signal maneuver, and the maneuver part was the position, speed and look. So instead of MSM, we will now call the routine MSPSL. And this is a really important routine as you will use it at junctions, and it will help you remember what to do and in what order to do it in. We will be approaching a turning on our left, which means we will turn left from the main road into a side road. We will be using the same routine that we used for emerging, which is MSPSL, mirror, signal, position, speed and look. Sorry guys, that's all I can give you at the moment. Remember, there's a clip on every single topic, including all the maneuvers. Thanks a lot for watching, and good luck to everyone who's learning to drive.